great to be alive during a time of change. The following is excerpted from a statement released by Governor Andrew Cuomo this past Monday. It has been 3 weeks since George Floyd was killed by a Minneapolis police officer. Since then, there have been demonstrations around our state and the nation. How many times have we seen this situation happen over and over again? The names change, but the color doesn't. I stand with the protesters and share in their outrage. Enough is enough. The system is broken, and it must be fixed. Late last week, New York was the first state in the nation to take action. The legislature passed, and I enacted the Say Their Name landmark reform agenda that will help reduce inequality in policing and reimagine New York's criminal justice system. The relationship between police and the communities is based on trust. That trust must be restored, or the system doesn't work for anyone. The reforms we have passed in the past few days are a major step forward in restoring this trust by rooting out excessive force, making policing more transparent, and ensuring justice and fairness for all New Yorkers. I thank the legislature for their quick action and their leadership, and I thank the countless people who marched and spoke out for change. Your voices were heard. We know there is still more work to do. It will take far longer than 3 weeks to undo 4 centuries of systemic racism and injustice in this nation. But New York State is committed to this work and to realizing the dream of true freedom and justice. This reform agenda package is called Say Their Name. This Sunday, the African American ministers and leadership of Westchester County have called us to march and rally with them. The march, called Say Their Names, leaves Calvary Baptist Church, the corner of West Post Road and Arawapam Street, at 2 p.m. Kol Ami marchers are invited to gather at 1:45 at half a block past that point at the corner of West Post Road and Lexington Avenue. The march will make the turn where we wait for them, and we will follow. The first leg of the march goes to the Martin Luther King statue, where we will stop for 8.5 minutes of silence. And then we'll continue, for those who want to continue, around to Court Street for a rally. Of course, come with a mask, bring a bag for bottles of water. There is a Hasidic saying, I return to it over and over again in these days: there is nothing as whole as a broken heart. I pray the prayer of our hearts. America's heart is finally broken open. Our myths, our stories, our understanding of ourselves. We pray that this breaking lead to healing. May God grace us with courage and tenderness and wisdom. Blessed are you, eternal source of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. From where God sees, what does God see in us?
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagles take to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of everyone. From a distance, we all have enough and no one is in need. And there are no guns, no bombs, no disease, and hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of everyone. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we may be at war. From a distance, I truly understand what we are marching for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of everyone. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of love, it's the song for everyone. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance.
The passage, and the end of which I hope you will chant with me, if not all of it, includes the requirement to place a fringe on the corner of our garment. There was probably a time when this fringe, people didn't have a closet full of garments. They had a single garment they wore when they went outside. And identifying them at the corner of the garment was a fringe. And we know that when King Saul was terrorized by the possibility that David was out to usurp his throne, and that at one point Saul hid in a cave and David found him there, and Saul was asleep. David cut off the corner of his garment and later presented it to Saul as a sign, I was there, I could have killed you, but it's not what I want. I'm not out for your life. I'm not out to kill you. Why the corner of the garment? The corner of the garment had an identifying piece of embroidery. To this day, in Bedouin and many Palestinian traditions, the back of the beautiful dresses, it's the bottom back that has beautiful identifying embroidery. For Israelites, on the corner of the garment, we were required to tie a fringe and on there to include a thread of blue, of violet, of blue purple. Why? Only kings were allowed to wear royal blue. And it's called royal blue for a reason. It was a very expensive color produced by the dye extracted from a particular snail. It was worth its weight in gold, for sure. And the injunction to Israelites was, no person is more holy, more sacred, more royal than any other person. Every person wears a thread of blue on their garment, a thread of blue purple, a violet on their garment. And we affirm in this age now that every human being is royal, everyone.